Hello, everyone, and welcome back to today's live youth talk show. My name is Ruben, and today I'm here with Gabriel and Valerie. Hi, Gabriel, and hi, Valerie. How are you, Valerie?
I'm good. How are you, Ruben?
I'm great, thank you. It's lovely to have you here today. Lovely to be with you.
Lovely to be here. It's my first time, so I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're also excited to have. I'm excited to have you. I don't know about
Great.
Gabriel.
Of course,
Yeah, we
bruh.
don't care about you, anyways. Anyways,
Yeah,
Valerie.
Gabe, yeah, there's a lot happening
Yeah.
there, so. But it's nice to see you, Gabe.
Thank you.
Yeah, only for
Welcome
her.
back, by the way.
Thank you. The
Anyways,
side eye.
anyway, so today we'll be talking about travel. Okay, not really traveling. So the topic today is migrating worth it,
Yeah.
right? So we're talking about how most of us want to leave, say, your home country to go to maybe USA with the U in the beginning, to go to USA, to go to UK, to go to China, to go to all those countries out there that we think they're making it. Like our question is it really worth
Is
it?
it worth it? Yeah.
So we're going to maybe try to look at the pros and the cons, and then we try to weigh it up and see if really one should actually leave
Yeah.
that
And
country.
we are not promoting that you migrate, you leave the country to go and look for an easier life or a better life out there. We're not promoting that, and also not saying if that's what you want, don't do it. We're just looking at both sides of the spectrum. Is spectrum the right word?
It does work.
Yeah.
It works,
Yeah,
yeah.
you go to school, so I hear
also
you.
go to school.
I don't care.
It's working.
It's working.
Yeah.
So we're looking at both sides of the spectrum. You would have never said that, Gabriel. So don't even start.
Maybe both ends of the spectrum.
Both. Thank you so much.
I wanted to say that, but I was like,
Liar.
let me leave him. As in, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're looking at both ends of the spectrum, as in, you want to go,
Yeah.
is it worth it? As the question says, migrating abroad, is it worth it? And, you
Yeah.
know, people leave their countries, or let's say Africans, like we leave
Yeah.
Africa to go and succeed in Europe, in North America, in Asia, you know, like we have this, many people have this assumption that life is easier or life is better
Outside Africa.
outside of Africa or outside of their own country.
Yeah.
So we want to look into that today. So like, what are some of the reasons why you guys think people leave their own country to go and succeed in foreign land, or to look for an easier or better life somewhere else in a foreign land?
Yeah, for me, I think it's that notion of grass is greener on the other side.
Yes.
So we grew up watching TV and everything in America, everything overseas, Europe just seemed more glamorous. So I feel like when you're growing up, you're just like, I want to also be there and experience that like nice life.
Yeah.
So I think the moment you get money and you get an opportunity, you're just like, I also want to go there. I'm gonna make it there and experience it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And funny that you had to mention how growing up, we looked at other continents as like, wow.
Yeah.
Like there's like screens that are like from ground to the sky, just flashing nice things.
Yeah.
Whereas they actually thought of us as some guys who like running around riding
Riding lions.
Bruv.
And we don't have water, we don't have electricity, which
Bruh, we're
is
struggling
actually
with-
the reality, but that's not the point.
Actually.
Yeah,
No, but
that is
that's like
actually
they
happening.
saw it
Yeah.
Yeah.
before it happened, but we're not there actually.
Yeah.
Because they think we're those guys that are starving with hunger, and that's how we're playing with food and ultra males, But anyways, you're not there.
Yeah.
But so one of the reasons I think, as she mentioned, we are exposed to this life to say out there everything is good.
Yeah.
If you are to go to maybe say America, you're going to become rich.
Yeah.
The dollar is, compared to rand, $1 is like
How much? 20 rand now?
20 rand, yeah.
I think so.
Pound
Yeah.
is like 23.
Mm.
And, bro, imagine,
Yeah.
whereas me, 1 rand is like, so might as well just, go out there and try something
Yeah.
and make myself rich.
Yeah, those are very valid points. Another thing also, a lot of people think that When you look at, like, let's say the employment rate here in South Africa, you'd say, oh, here there's no jobs.
Yeah.
So why should I waste my time here? Let me go abroad and look for a job there. Let me go abroad and try something there. So when you look at the economic, you spoke about the economic state of the current country. Like, let's say the rand is the dollar and the rand. Obviously, so those are stuff that we can consider. And
how do you survive in South Africa? So I used to get so annoyed. I'm like, you lived here almost half your life. Now you're asking me, how do you survive in South Africa? So they're like, they felt so unsafe when they lived in SA, and now they feel so comfortable. They can use their phone anyway. But that always annoyed me, because I'm like, now it's like you're looking down on South Africa. You lived here. You never complained that much as you are now. So it's also an issue. Maybe you feel more safer when you've actually left the country and you realize, oh, actually, I was actually feeling very unsafe when I was in the country. So that could be another reason why people migrate a lot.
Yeah.
Interesting. And if you said this was your friend, if you're watching, shame on you. No, but look, in as much as you're making it in life, never look down.
That you can.
So actually, most of the times, right?
That you can.
So actually, most of the times, right? In as much as we're seeing that the employment rate in country A is more compared to country B, we do not really know like how difficult it is for someone coming from, because I think most countries, they mainly cater for their own citizens.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it would be, not that I'm a politician, but I don't think it would be beneficial for me to make my country like beneficial to those that are coming from outside, whereas the people inside are actually suffering.
Yeah.
So most countries, they actually look at their own citizens. They look at the needs of their own citizens. So even when it comes to job creation, most places, they've got jobs for their own people. If I am American, then it's easier for me to get a job, hence the high employment rate. Whereas you coming from Africa, you might have to like go an extra mile, like way extra, for you to be where I, the American, am at right now. So that's one of the things that we should look into, to say, just because there's high employment rate doesn't necessarily mean that if I go there, I also get employed.
Yeah, that's a very valid point.
Yeah, I think most countries, what people don't know is that most countries like South Africa, they have like a list of skills that are like in shortage in their country. So South Africa has its own critical skills list that's it says that, okay, there are a lot of South Africans that actually like we need a lot of people in these specific job sectors. So it's the same also with other countries. So countries like America or the UK, like if you have, let's say, a specific skill, like I know the countries like in UK, they're really looking for chartered accountants or
even SA actually. I read an article as well, they're becoming very short.
Yeah, chartered accountants and nurses, people in the health sector. So if your skill is actually not on the critical skills list, you actually won't have a space there. So you can be trying to run away from unemployment in South Africa, but also in countries there, if you're not on the list of critical skills, you won't actually get a job there. So there's no way of you going, unless if you're going to do so illegally. Like, you know how a lot of people go for holiday and then they just disappear? So, but that's a hard life on its own. Like, imagine living with no papers. You can't get a job anywhere. You can't produce your ID. You can't get a house. You can't rent anywhere if you don't have papers. So, yeah, that's not advisable. If you're gonna choose to go and live abroad, just do it the right way, like with the papers, through your job or whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna go into the right way of getting into a specific country, like later on during the show. And you also mentioned like the skills, your critical skills, or is it critical skill or what?
South Africa calls it critical skill.
Critical skill. Yeah, but even if that's your skill, what are the chances of you going to that country and actually getting the job, even if you're part of that skill? Because like the people there, the citizens of that specific country, how many of them are actually studying for that skill and trying to get into the same job as you? And what are the chances of you from a foreign land going there and actually getting the job? Yeah, that's another point.
That's something to look into. Like, because I like that. Like, we've now mentioned this thing of critical skills, right? In as much as you might say, I'm good at 1, 2, 3, then boom, let me go and get $1 instead of a rand.
Yeah.
That's not advisable, because now next thing you're going there, you're not getting employed. Whereas in South Africa, you've got like this much honor. When you go that side, you're like downgraded just because you're like a foreigner. That's not cool at all. So those are things to look into. Those are things that you should research about before actually going to the country saying, I want to look for a job in this specific field.
Yeah.
And as much as the critical skill in SA, because you'd be shocked. Here, you're a doctor. You get that side, you now settle for being, maybe say, not that there's anything wrong with a nurse.
Yeah.
Let's say here you're a doctor, now you go that side.
And you're a nurse.
You're a nurse. Or you have to even work in those shops like McDonald's, KFC, because you don't have the right equipment for you to work as what you wanted to work as.
Yeah, I think people forget also the social aspect of it all. You don't realize until you've left a country how much you look like the people you're around. So when you're in South Africa, like, we're all black. Like, we're used to each other. But when you're over there and maybe you're the only black person in a setting, it feels so lonely. And whether you like it or not, there's gonna be a bit of different treatment. So like you were saying, are you gonna get the same, like, if you go, yes, there's a critical skill, you go to the country, are you gonna get necessarily the job? I have a friend, she did law, and if she actually did law in the UK, she studied to do law in the UK, but she couldn't get a job as a lawyer because no one wants a black African lawyer representing them.
Exactly.
So what she does now is she doesn't practice law. She works in like NGOs and different companies, not as a lawyer. But so those are things to consider, to say you can go to the country, you can live there, but how are you going to be treated as a black person, like when there are lots of white people around? It's just things to consider. I think it's really important not to just make a decision and say I'm going. You have to consider like all aspects of a move and stuff.
Okay. So can I just mention to our viewers out there that so this is our specialist for the day, because she's been to
specialist.
She's been to like
she's been where you wanna go. Yeah.
In fact, mention it. Any place that you wanted to go to, she's been there.
Even your parents' place. I'm joking.
That is off. No, but so she's been around. So when she's saying she's seen it, she really has. Not that she's seen it in a movie. She's been to those places. Do you mind sharing which countries you might have been?
These guys are a lot, eh?
No,
I'm not a specialist. I went for school for 4 months. I was living in a country called Czech Republic. Not everyone knows it.
Yeah,
like Gabriel.
If you might not know Czech Republic,
Czech.
Yeah, if you might not know Czech Republic, you might know Czech Republic.
Bruh.
Okay,
look at the spelling, but anyway. Yeah, that's how I've been reading.
Czech Republic. Czech Republic.
Czech Republic.
Let's just forgive him.
Yeah,
it's
no.
okay. Gabriel.
And even you, if you're watching this and that's how you pronounce it. Anyways.
It's okay. It's not our country. It's okay. You pronounce it anyhow.
It's okay.
No. No.
Yes, you're telling us the truth.
Yeah, so I was studying in Czech Republic for 4 months. And then whilst I was there, I just did some tourism, because my dream has always been to travel the world. Like, I love traveling. So
I think a lot of people actually have that dream.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, such an intense dream. So, like, I've always said that once I finish my studies, I just want to go and travel the world. So when I got the opportunity to study in Europe, I was like, okay, let me go to different countries. So I went to Poland and Hungary, and I went to Italy, and I went to France, and I went to the UK. I don't remember the other one, but yes, I went, and I just got to see different people as they were living. So, and I also have a lot of family in the UK and friends. So I went around and I got to visit them. So I think I got to see a different way of how people are live there. And I think rather than going, when you go as a tourist, you don't really see much. You're there for 3 days, you see the nice part of it. But because I was there for so long, like 4 months, I got to see like both ends of the spectrum. I got to see how people live the reality and also the tourist side. So I was grateful because honestly, growing up, I always used to say I want to live in Europe, right? Like that was my dream. But I think I'm falling in love with Africa a bit more.
Imagine with all its crime. You can imagine. that statement is loaded. With all its crime, with all its load shedding, with all its water shortages.
I know.
Hey, bro.
Right. So
I know.
think about it. Just think about what you just said. Like, that's quite deep.
Yeah.
No, that's proper. So you went there to study, right?
I went there to study. I just got to meet different people, make new friends, interact with all the different, type of people that are out there. The world is actually really big. You kind of forget when it's like school, work, church.
Yeah.
Like I've lived in Auckland Park, Cresta, all like for years. So all I know is bears no deer, right? Literally, and it's one road to go to Holy Land. So
Yeah.
when you get to see different people and you're like, wow, it's so big. So I really enjoyed my trip. I won't lie. Like people can say, oh, you're discouraging people from traveling and stuff. No, I really enjoyed myself. The 4 months was so great. I loved the experience. I love seeing people, but I was also seeing the realities
Yes.
on the ground,
Yeah, compared to what like social media has shown. Because, for example, social media, right? You'll never see anything bad about UK on social media.
Yeah.
Unless maybe say if it's a war or something. It's whatever happened that side.
It's crazy, you guys. Like, literally, you say that so I went sightseeing when I was in London, to go to the, I don't know, London Bridge or something. There were beggars at the cars. Like,
You never see those on
like
pictures, my guy.
they had like blankets and they
Yeah.
were going car to
Hectic.
car at the robots asking for money. I've never seen that on TV.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
no.
neither.
No.
I've
That
never seen
was
that.
Look,
insane.
I thought beggars are only found in South Africa and Zimbabwe.
Yeah,
maybe Congo.
yeah. Wait, don't bring Congo, yeah. But yes, yeah.
I thought this was like our thing, to be honest with you. 'cause
Yeah.
I was so shocked.
And to be honest, like a lot of people think like everyone there like has a job, has a good life. Like so
Everyone is
for
rich.
you saying now that there's beggars there, but there's still someone who's going to say I'd rather be a beggar in Europe than be a beggar in South Africa.
Hey, Brian, let me tell you, that is, look, at least here you've got someone to go to if like it's really tough.
Yeah.
Now you got that side, who do you know?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
don't- the only person you know is the Queen,
Which one?
How do you know?
Elizabeth.
She's gone.
The 6th.
She's gone.
After 7th.
Okay, she's gone.
Well, I knew someone.
You knew her
You see,
personally.
Imagine me
Exactly.
going there and I start being a beggar. I'm finished.
Exactly.
So that's basically. I knew that I knew that she's gone, but I wanted to test if you knew also that she's gone.
Liar.
But I knew it.
Okay. If
You, bro,
if
you
you
okay?
insist.
It's very
Okay.
dismissive. It's good. Thank you so much for that. Okay.
It's fine.
If you
It's okay.
insist. But yeah, like saying I'd rather be a beggar in where?
Europe.
In Europe than a beggar in South Africa. Oof, like I saw a lot of black. I don't know if they're necessarily African, but I saw a lot of them that side. Especially in the UK, there were a lot of black beggars in the street.
The mandem.
Yeah, and what Gabriel said to say like you're alone there. Here like you can go through tough times, but there's an aunt. Even if she's nasty to you, just go and say, "Ish,
Yeah, it's
life
tough.
is really hard. Please help me," and they'll give you something. There, no one will help you because they're also working really hard for their money. So
Yes.
they're like, you go work also. So it's not easy there. Like you have to You just have to really have a support system or be, have a strong sense of self. Otherwise, it's not easy.
Yeah, no. So
Yeah.
I think that's when you now become, sorry, that's when you become grateful of where you are.
Yeah.
Like you see how, in as much as we make jokes about this whole load shedding thing, how like when you're walking in town, you have to walk fast type of
Yeah.
thing. Looking,
Otherwise,
yeah, in as much as we make such jokes, look, there's no place like home.
yeah, valid.
There isn't.
It's really good that like you study abroad. Like I think that's very much encourageable because most degrees, they you get more resources out there. Like say if you're studying medicine, you get to see like different tools, different equipment.
Yes.
Like you get to learn more when you're like abroad in terms
Yes.
of like science related things, in terms of like your engineering,
Yeah.
your computer skills. Like those are good degrees to study abroad. Like I'm not going to lie. And then it's always good to come back home
Yeah.
and practice what you've actually learned.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also as you mentioned, you went there for school, and then let's say an opportunity for a job or business came up. Were you going to take it?
I was asked that a lot of times. Personally, because what I've seen is people who go there to work, right? As I said, I have friends, chartered accountants, they're making money and everything. But like the money they earn and the cost of living, it's as similar as if they're living in South Africa. I can say, okay, so the money they earn will be more, right? Let's say they'll be earning 60,000 Rand when they're in the UK. But then their rent and everything will cost like 40,000
Oh, yes.
Rand. Whereas here, you will earn like 40,000, maybe, just talking. And then your living expenses are like 15 or 20,000.
Oh, okay.
So that's literally the difference. The cost of living there is extremely, extremely high as compared to this side. And then also it's almost as if there's like a ceiling. If you want a house, the houses are all the same. You know how here you can be like, oh, I want this mansion, 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom, looking like this. There's no such thing that side. Everyone, the most you can get is like a 3-bedroom little house. The houses are really tiny. So it's like there's a ceiling. Here you can have a job, you can do side hustles. There's opportunities to grow. You can have a business on the side that can make money. There's more chances of becoming really, really successful here than there. There, they put a ceiling on you to say there's only so far that you can go. So you can be a successful chartered accountant or doctor or whatever. Your house is going to be like everyone's house. Your car is going to be like everyone's car. And there's no opportunity of making money on the side. That's the difference that I saw here.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what do you mean by there's no opportunity for you to make money on the side?
It's like a strict you work at your 9 to 5 job. That's it. Whereas here, I've seen that people have like, you can have your 9 to 5 job, but then people do things on the side. People don't just rely on one source of income. That side, it's impossible, almost impossible to have more than one source of income. It's your 9 to 5 job and that's it. There's no room for growth. There's no room for you to become a millionaire or 100,000-aire or something like that. But here in Africa, it's like as you can go as far as you are willing to work for almost. So when I consider like, yes, I'm studying, but I also do things on the side, like with my own research and stuff. I get more money as a student here than someone else who is like studying or working in the UK. I don't have one source of income.
No,
I have multiple, things just come. But there, it's hard. So I think if you're willing to understand that There's
Yeah.
a ceiling as to how far you can go, how much money you can make, like what kind of lifestyle you live. It's very comfortable there. If you're someone who wants comfort, it's for you, because you will never go hungry. Whereas I know that in here, like, there can be times, like, if your business is really low, it's like, hey, even
Yeah.
that pup, it's like really hard to get. But there, it's a comfortable lifestyle, but it's not, there's less room for, like,
Growth.
yeah.
And that's what actually we are taught to say. As as long as you're in comfort, you will not grow.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
comfort removes that room for growth. So that's actually quite interesting. Like I used to look up to, those places to say, yeah, I'm going there one day,
Yeah.
hopefully. But okay, now I can't really say my decision right now.
Yeah.
But I never really took into consideration the fact that there is something like cost of living.
Yeah.
In as much as their currency might be good, I never, because it's like I'm comparing the rent there to my rent,
Yeah.
but with a pound.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I'm like, let's go, because I'll be paying maybe say 100 rand, like if it's compared to the pound. But now that she's saying
Yeah.
this cost of living is quite high, that's quite something.
It's
Yeah.
to
really
look
high.
into.
Like, just doing your hair, guys. Just doing your hair, like a basic hairstyle, is like 60, maybe, I'm talking, yeah, maybe 60 pounds. How much would be 60?
That's like
Pounds.
around 900.
1,200.
Oh, around 1,000.
Yeah,
that's a
there.
lot.
That's like the minimum. There's nothing less than, and that's a basic hairstyle.
Look at him calculating.
It disturbed me, but okay.
So like things are really, really expensive there. Like I would, going into the shops when I was in the Czech Republic, I would spend 1,000 rand, because the Czech crown and the rand are almost similar. It's like a difference of 100 rand. 1,000 rand, I'll come out with 2 little plastic bags. Like, so it's like, it was ridiculous how expensive it was. 2,000.
Yeah.
2,100 just for hair.
Is that 60 pounds?
People don't get their
Oh.
people don't get their hair done there, guys. Girls, there's nothing like that. Like, you stay with when you see people in their houses, you're like, wow, life is so hard. So it's not,
It's 1.4.
things are really, really expensive. Like an Uber from, like, I have a little bit of an addiction with Uber, but like, because it's like so affordable here.
Yeah.
Like, whereas like that side, the minimum of an Uber, you'll spend like 300 rand just to go from A to B. It's like a very short distance. You spend so much money.
Yeah.
So
Cost of
cost
living.
of living
Cost of living.
is so expensive.
Yeah. So
I never looked into that. to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah,
Cost
that's
of
a
living.
very good thing to look at. And my question was, if you're offered a job or a business opportunity, would you take it? And from what I'm taking, you wouldn't.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I wouldn't take it.
And which is something that a lot of people get lost in. Let's say they go to USA, and then they're going there for studies, but then they end up like finding an opportunity to work somewhere or to do something, and then they get lost into that. So that's also a result of not knowing what you are there for.
Yeah, your
So
purpose.
yeah, when you're going there, you have to go with a purpose and what you're there for.
At least have a plan as well to say.
Yeah.
Because if you've laid out your plan, if I go, say, to Europe to study, engineering,
yeah.
and your goal is to bring something home where you can actually start, say, this place where you do your whole engineering, maybe say building houses, you build house in this area where maybe you might have bought land while you're at that side because you're investing into this side. That's you having a plan. So that kind of like helps to say, in as much as I'll be that side, I see flying cars, I will not fall for it.
Yeah.
Flying car is like extremely expensive thing, which is
Yeah.
not good for me. So having a plan for your life, that would be really great, because
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
you know what to expect. If something comes that is not in your plan, you're like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. And
look
then
nice, but nah.
a lot of people go saying, I'm going there to succeed. I'm going there looking for success. Like, I'm going for success. And which is another question, actually. What actually is
Is
success?
success. Wow.
So you can answer that question in the comments, and we will get into that after the break. Thank you. Are we good? Can we stop?
I'm excited.
It's such a great experience to come.
What a precious moment.
Introduce Mr. and Mrs. Foucault.
There is no better place to restart your Christian journey than to go on a pilgrimage to the land of milk and honey, the land that is mentioned more than 2,000 times in the Holy Scriptures that we read, the land of Israel. Join the man of God, Prophet Philip Banda, as he makes the annual pilgrimage to the Holy Land of Israel from the 6th to the 17th of August, 2023.
Thank you so much, viewers, for staying tuned in, and thank you to those who have left but are coming back. Thank you. So before the break, we're just discussing the reasons why people migrate and stuff like that, and then we also asked what is success, and we'll get into that a bit later. But we want to try out. We're actually trying something out. We are trying the call. Yeah, we're trying to call people have people on the line. So we'll be ready with that in 10 minutes. So like we'll actually call someone and you'll be able to hear them, we'll be able to hear them, and
That's so
hopefully in
nice.
future we can have that thing on the show where like you can actually call us.
yeah, you
if
can
you've
actually
got
call us
something
in
to say.
if you've got something to say. Oh, sorry, why did I just say what you just said? But anyways,
You want to take it like me when you grow up.
to be honest, I'd rather stop living now than to be like
Hey.
you and I. I'm joking.
Hey.
Thunderstruck.
Yeah. So in 10 minutes, we'll be ready for the call. So for now, we because we spoke about people going abroad, looking for success abroad. So and then what comes to my head is, what really is success? What does success mean to you guys? What does success mean to those people? What does success mean to you as you're watching at home? You can also leave it in the comments. What does success mean?
Auntie Valerie wants to answer first.
Oh, okay, Auntie Valerie, you can answer first.
I won't answer because you're calling me Auntie Valerie.
How old are you?
Hey. So
Okay,
what
no,
what
it's
does
fine.
that have to
No,
do with anything?
No, it's to remind you to say you might be happy somewhere.
Whatever, dude. Whatever. Anyway, success. I think success, you know how the prophet asked questions like that, and then you're like, oh, I just want to be happy in life. I just want to be content and everything. Honestly, I don't know what success is. I really don't know what success is. But sometimes when like on social media, like you're on Instagram and you see people and they're looking all cute and they're in really nice places and you think, wow, this person has made it. Right?
Others, so I've once seen this video where it was a lady that was shooting things for Instagram. So what they had done was almost like our studio. What they did is they put lighting, they put nice background, they put nice expensive things here, whereas like everything
Everything
else
else,
is like,
wow.
off. So you could even do that like in an outside area. You take flowers, you put them behind you, and then you take the
The
picture. Now it look
effort.
like,
Yeah.
whereas in reality,
Yeah.
you're not sleeping proper because
Mm.
it's coming.
Yeah.
So I think we just, we travel because we're looking for success.
Hectic.
So I don't know, like, what is success to you? Tell me.
To me, no, I was the one asking you, so
But
you can ask me
I've
questions.
answered.
Anyways.
In as much as she was trying to take us, the problem that was, I do not know.
I
Yeah.
did say it. I said it.
No, but according to me, I would say success, like general success, for me, it's like achieving your God-given purpose, achieving your, like you're fulfilling your vision. And where does vision come from? Vision comes from God, obviously. So like once you've actually fulfilled that, like if your vision was to change, if your God-given vision was to change, let's say, the area you live in,
Yeah.
let's say let's say feed the people you live in. That's just like a small example. Feed the people,
That's big.
feed the homeless people in the area you live in, and make sure they find homes, make sure they are good, they get off drugs. That was your vision, that was your mission and
Yeah.
your purpose. Once you've done that, I would say you've achieved success. Because many people relate success with having money, having cars, having, and those are just, it's vanity.
It's
I
so
would say.
funny you say that because I think vanity of vanities. Yeah. I
Valerie
think
or Valerie.
you
No.
asked me before, you were like, what did you say?
nothing.
This
So-
is an issue.
So you asked me before, like, if you had an opportunity to work or whatever, live there, why wouldn't you? I think I know what I'm supposed to do in my life.
Yes.
I know what I'm supposed to do in my future, and everything about my goal and my vision has Africa in it.
Yeah.
So a lot of my own family, I told you my whole family is that side.
You're the only
They
one
look
that's
at
here.
me and they're like, what are you staying for? Like, is there a man or something?
Is
Or
there, man?
is there a man or something that you
Do you want
like,
to answer that? Do you
here
answer them
for?
here or
Let me finish.
okay?
Let her
Let
cook.
me-
Allow her.
Let me finish. So it's hard for the normal world to understand that there's something that I want to do in this country, in this continent. So it's just something to consider, to say, what is your vision? Is your vision aligned with Europe
Yeah.
or where you are?
Yeah, a lot of the things a lot of things just comes down to knowing what you want,
Yeah.
knowing your purpose, knowing your vision. Like a lot of things we even discuss here, like it just all
Yeah.
comes down to knowing your purpose. So if you're going abroad, you have to know what you're there for. Because if you don't know, it's easy to get sucked in or get lost in, let's say, a job opportunity or a business opportunity. It's easier to get sucked in that and get lost in that.
Yeah.
Because you were there visionless and purposeless.
Yeah.
So you're just there for vibes. So we are ready for Kim. So I think we can call Kim now. Unless, Gabriel, you didn't want to say anything, yeah, but we don't care about you anyway, so it's fine. But yes. Hi, Kim. How are you, Kim?
Hey guys, I'm good. How's everyone?
Kim Possible.
Oh wow.
Kim Possible. So
I
yes,
used to-
we
I used to
have
love those.
one of the people we have today is Kim, who's on the line. She's in UK. I don't know what she's doing in UK. I don't know if she's working or studying. We'll find out from her there. Hello, Kim. How are you, Kim?
I'm good. And to answer your question, I'm working and I'm still
She's a
looking
bit shy.
to study.
Come on, Kim. Don't be shy.
Me, I'm shy. Okay.
So
Oh, okay, there's a
today
delayed
we've
response,
called you
yeah.
because we mainly talking about how it is to like live outside of Africa. So one of our few questions, okay, because we want to just dive right into it. Our first question is: would you recommend me to come to the UK right now?
If
Good
you have
question.
a plan, the way you guys were describing is exactly what it is. If you have a plan that aligns with you coming to the UK, then yes. Because the UK it's filled with a lot of opportunities, but at the same time, if your vision is, if you don't have a vision, this place will suck you in. So don't come if you don't have a vision that this place could help you with, but come if you have a vision that it could help you with. Like myself, I came because I know why or what this place could help me with, you know.
I like how she put herself in. Say like me, I've got a vision.
Yeah.
Bruh, what is your vision?
That's
No,
a
but
very
we're
good
not-
response, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's if you have a plan, then I would recommend you come. But if you don't have a
Yeah.
plan, don't
Don't
come.
come.
So, Kim, what are you doing there? Are you studying? Are you working? What's your purpose of being there?
And I was studying before I came here, but it just made more sense for me to drop out and come work so that I can take myself to school either here or back home, but work for myself to continue with school. Because if I didn't come here to work, I wouldn't continue with school as well as I can now that I'm here, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here working, looking to continue to study.
Okay, so I like how so she did not allow the going rough of what was going on, because you would like, because you know, if things are not working out where you are in a foreign country, you'll be like, okay, things are not working out, so let me go back. So as someone who's working, is Kim still on the line? So I want to ask you about, because I've heard about GK about this number, the national insurance number. So what can you tell us about the national insurance number, and what can you warn us before we actually come to the UK?
What I can warn you is don't do shortcuts. I'm not saying that everyone that struggles with getting their papers did shortcuts. Sometimes it's just unlucky, you know. But a lot of people, a large number of people come into this country in different ways that are not the straight way, and then you're stuck. Not just for 2 weeks, but for 10 years, 20 years, you know? It's a thing, and it's so common. It's so normal here, you know? So the national insurance number is, mind you, I've only been here for 6, 7 months, so I'm learning as I go. So this is my understanding of it so far. The national insurance number is a number that you get on your ID, right? And as in the name, it's national insurance. Back home, those who can afford medical aid go on medical aid. And so I see it as this is a national medical aid. So everyone who is in the system, everyone who has an ID, has an, how we'd see it as a medical aid number, but it's national insurance number. So every time I work, my a certain amount is deducted from my salary to pay for national insurance. You get that? So it's for healthcare. And like, if you don't have an ID, you don't have that number, and it's tough.
It's hectic that you mentioned that it's for like 10 years. Because I mean, imagine going to a country and you have to wait 10 years. That's
Yeah.
just crazy. And I'm not sure if this might be a personal question, but you said you had to leave school for work, right? For certain reasons. So my question is, did you get the national insurance number? If yes, was it because, I mean, looking at the time frame, because you say you've only been there for 6 months. So is it like a thing of you having someone there who knows something, or you had to be the first one in your circle to actually get it?
I have the national insurance number. I got it immediately when I got my ID. Like, it's at the back of my BRP, which is my ID,
In spirit.
right? So, oh, no. The line number. Yes, it's at the back of my ID, right? So, it was not difficult for me to get it. I got it by February, I had it. I didn't take long to get it. Thank God. Because while I was waiting, I did have a lot of fears, because you're hearing stories that there's a delay at the home office. And at that point, you can't open a bank account, which means your company can't pay you because they don't give you cash, which it's so much of a hassle because your life is on hold waiting for that BRP to come out, waiting for that number, just that number, for that card to come out. So it didn't take long for mine to come out. I was just waiting for it and I collected it, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Kim, for all that information, and thank you so much for joining us through the line today. We hope actually you enjoy staying in UK, and we hope you stay blessed. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us. So yeah, just a few things that Kim touched on. It's like, when you go there, you have to know what you're going there for. When you asked, would you recommend me going there, and she said, if you have a plan, which is also something we've been emphasizing. Yeah. So what else can you guys say on what Kim has spoken about?
Okay, so just to dive in a bit more based on research, what I got about the national insurance number. So as she mentioned, that it's kind of like linked to your bank account. It's linked to your ID, which is like your identity basically. So if that takes long for you to get, then you're basically not living. Like,
Wow.
Because I've heard that if you're working and without the number, chances are you're working under someone else who has the number.
Yes.
And you're getting paid through that person. So that person gets paid, and they get to determine whether they'll give you your card or not.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you can imagine how tough that is.
So it's like, if you are working under my number, it would be
Other
like
round.
No, I don't feel like giving you your money this
Exactly.
month.
I don't
you
think
won't.
he'll give you all your money this one.
I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
straight. So just imagine how hectic that is.
Yeah.
So, because also she mentioned how for others, because one of her fears was that she's been hearing that it takes long. So I think for her it was just a thing of a miracle, because no, she's a daughter of the house.
Yeah,
I
she's
mean,
from Impact. Straight
but
out
we're
of
not
Impact,
saying
we're
that
not willing
because
to-
you are from Impact, you once you go out there, things are going to go smooth. No,
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's
she
just a
knew what
different
she was
thing.
going there for,
Yeah.
and she knows what she's currently doing there. She has a plan, she has a vision. So, which like what we are against is you just going there because you feel like you're running away from load shedding or you're running away from
Imagine.
water shedding.
Come on.
Yeah,
Imagine.
so you can't just do that because things are also gonna be tough there for you. And she also mentioned, did she mention about like knowing people, knowing someone? I think when you asked,
So that was, I don't think she mentioned it in this call, but she did mention to say she might be having an aunt, I think.
yeah.
So because that's how she managed to also make things a bit faster.
So yeah, knowing someone, having connections, guys, having connections is actually very important.
Yeah, it is.
Connections very important. So
Good connections, by the way.
good connections,
Not
just
the ones
any
that will take you underground. No.
No
Connections
submarine
above
connections.
what?
Yeah.
Submarine.
Yeah.
She's smart. Submarine. No, that's good. So I just wanted to talk about some of the shocking things besides the ones that you've mentioned so far. What was one thing that shocked you, like when you're here in SA, you're like, okay, when I go there, I'll see flying machines. Where am I getting these flying things
don't
from?
know,
I
like-
think it's from movie, but like you're like when you're here, you're like, I would see 1, 2, 3, but when you got there, you got the complete opposite. Like what was just one was the beggars in London Bridge.
Yeah. I think the one thing that was just shocking for me, what I didn't realize how many poor people are actually in Europe. Like I just thought that everyone
rich
in
country.
Europe like is okay, living well, like doing well. But like there's so many poor people, there's so many homeless people. Now imagine being homeless in Europe where it's like minus something degrees, the snow and everything.
Oh, it snows. And that time when it goes snow one day,
Yeah.
we went crazy.
That snow was really nice though.
Yeah.
Monday was really nice.
Shame, you experienced the snow. Must be nice. Some of
Oh,
us,
did it?
it wasn't
Actually-
snowing on this side.
Take your life.
Oh, you didn't
Yeah,
on
we
Monday.
didn't experience snow, no.
Ah, shame.
Yeah. Yeah.
Check your life, sir.
I even made a snowman.
Really?
Bruh, you know, they're like posts going out there saying,
They say people in Jersey are confused with the snow. They think it's raining Putu.
yeah, like, if it was Zulu, man.
Yeah. On Sunday, I will gladly open the way if you want to attack this man. Zulu people, you
No,
heard
but
what
I
he
don't think
said.
it was a tweet, like saying Zulu men are confused that they think it's raining for you. No, man,
Yeah.
South Africa is nice. I love how they turn everything into a joke.
Everything into a joke. Like no
Everything.
matter how serious something is, it just becomes
Yeah.
a joke. But yeah, and actually, like I experienced, you know how people just assume like that there's like a lot of crime or like sexual harassment more in Africa than in maybe Europe. I actually experienced more of that in Europe than I've ever in South Africa. So that's just something. But there are a lot of homeless people, poor people, just like in South Africa, where there'll be like places where there's a lot of homeless people. It's the same that side. I just never imagined it that it would be like that. But yeah, it's the same.
You know, that's really hectic, man.
Yeah.
It's sad, but we love our look. We're not against our brothers and sisters that are there. It's good if they are making it. It's good. You are making it. We're not saying that if you get there you won't make it. Just that you need to do your research before you go there. Have
Yeah.
a plan.
Have a plan.
And
Most important.
In your plan, consider some of the things that we might have mentioned now to say these are the things that you might face. You having high standard of living.
Yeah.
In terms of like you getting the right papers and how long that might take. So you put all that into consideration. It's not a thing of, okay, I've got money for flight, boom, money,
go,
we
no.
go. No, you plan these things.
Yeah.
It's not like here in South Africa, from South Africa to Zimbabwe, where you can even go.
Under a crocodile.
Remember,
Yeah.
I was about to go. You go, use crocodile to enter the other side,
Yeah.
and then other side there's no national
Yeah.
insurance number, so you just
No,
start selling by
things-
the street, and
Yeah.
that's like you might. I read that if you start something like that, it's not every street where you can actually sell like how it is this side,
Yeah.
because this side
And
there might
even
be
this
a
side, don't
sign,
you also have to like get licensing
You have
to
to have
sell
a
on the street?
license, a
Because I've
permit.
seen like
But we're not that strict. That's the thing.
Oh,
this side
yes.
we're not that
There you
strict.
can't
'Cause
even sell
That
in
side,
the
I don't know
streets.
why. It's like I feel like there are cops in every like block, because when you call cop, it comes like straight away.
Mm.
Whereas with us here, you call cops, they come 2 days later.
Yeah.
So those are like one of the things to look into. Those are things to put in your plan when you're
Yeah.
actually planning on
Yeah.
going to do your things outside.
Yeah. So thank you for that. That's actually very good. And another good way also to go abroad, obviously. Don't shy background routes. Get your passport, get your visa. If you're
Yeah.
going there to study, get your study visa. If you're going there for work, get your work visa. And the process of applying for a work visa is with your company, right? Because I don't
It's
think
with your
the company you're currently working for. Because
so
Yeah.
that's one of the things why it's difficult for you to get a work visa, because most of the times they want letter from an employer,
yeah.
and that time for you, to get an
don't have the
employer you
job
need
yet.
a visa. So that's one of the things that's a bit challenging for like one to work in a foreign place. But that's actually how you might get a work visa.
It's just the critical skills list works. Every country has one. Go if you're interested. Let's say you want to go to Canada. Look for the skills shortage or occupation shortage list or critical skills shortage. See where you fit in, and start looking for jobs in that specific country based on that skill you have. If you do that, then you will go and get your job the right way, rather than back routes. It's not cool to just arrive in a country and disappear
Yeah.
at the airport. Let's not do that, guys.
Yeah.
So it's just important to just be safe and do things the right way, and life will be so much easier.
Yeah.
Like Kim was saying, that your NIH number is linked. It's like your identity. If you don't have one, you literally not living.
Yeah,
Now,
not
how do
existing.
you not exist in a country where you have no one to support you?
Yeah.
I've heard stories of people who have committed suicide because once they arrived in countries in Europe, they don't have work. They've been crooked by agencies that say we're taking you to the States or the UK. They get there, they have nowhere to go, they have no job, and they've sold their houses, they've sold their cars, everything back home to finance this trip. So just really do your research. If it seems like the opportunity is too good to be true, usually it is.
Yeah.
So just be careful and do your reseach.
And crooks are everywhere.
Crooks
hey?
are everywhere.
It's
Definitely.
It's not only South Africa, the mother of crooks, or Nigeria, the mother of crooks. No, it's really everywhere. Where there's an opportunity, there's someone thinking of that opportunity. I'm telling
True.
you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think we are
cool. We've come to
ready
the end.
for ending.
That was a
Yeah,
good ending.
unfortunately, we couldn't really get Lucy and Marcy on the line. So,
Yeah.
but hopefully next time. And yeah, so basically, takeaways from today. If you're going to migrating abroad, is it worth it? As the question says, is it worth it? Would you say it's worth it? In terms of experiences, learning, it's worth it. But also look at the struggles that are there. And as we've also mentioned here, we also mentioned it in a lot of other shows. Know why you're there, know why you're going. So those are just things to look at. And also many people going there to succeed. Many people going there to start businesses for business purposes. Why not do it here? Why leave to do it there? And why not start it here? Because the Prophet also always emphasizes on how start with what you have. Start
Yeah.
where you are. So why would you actually go somewhere else to try to succeed there, to try to make the place better there. When you, as Gabriel mentioned, it's easier to succeed in a developing country
Yeah.
than in a developed country. So you see, those are just things. Those are just some of the takeaways that we can look at today. Start with what you have. Start where you are. And if you actually still do want to migrate to a different country because you think the situation is better there, do your research and know why you want to go.
Yeah.
There's obviously some skills or some school stuff that, like some courses that you can study that are more effective to study in another country than it is to study in South Africa.
And just to mention something, right? Look, in as much as you might want to study abroad, like, be prepared. Do not go there and you don't have like
Exactly.
money to keep yourself that side. And sometimes you don't have a scholarship. Like, those are things to look into, in as much as it might be a good thing for you to study, but look as to how you might survive when you're out there.
Yeah. Very valid point. Yeah.
And also, don't go because someone who's there tells you that it's great there. Please don't trust the words of people who are there and who are trying to give you an impression that things are working there. Go because you literally know that, okay, if I go there, I'm going to achieve this and this and this. Don't be fooled by what people post on social media. Everyone tries to post their best self. So don't go because of what another person tells you.
Yeah. And even we spoke about the critical skills as well. So I'll use the NBA, like basketball, as an example. Let's say in South Africa you're playing basketball, you're a good basketball player, and you say, I want to go to USA and be part of the NBA. There's, in the NBA draft, I don't know how many people actually get to the NBA draft, but it's very few people. And like the whole of USA, there's like so many people who are talented, probably more talented than you, who actually yeah, in life there's always someone better.
Of course, yeah.
So, you know, just consider what are the chances of you going there to succeed as well.
Yeah.
So I guess with that being said,
I don't have anything to say because I've covered like almost everything. So with that being said, I think we can end the show and we'll cry afterwards because
we cry afterwards because we don't like ending the show.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to share with a friend, like and subscribe, and follow us on all our social media platforms. And until we see each other again next week, same time, same place. Shalom.